Kia ora, everybody. This is a little bit of information and knowledge to help you to answer some of your coaching and mentoring questions that it's asked you. All right, so there is a table you've noticed, and it's got topic, and it's got time frame, focus, structure, expertise, and agenda. And then you have to just write in there similarities or differences. I've done the first answer for you there. So time frame, relationship is more likely to be short term in coaching, 6 months to a year, with a specific outcome in mind. Whereas mentoring can be longer depending on the relationship you have with them, which you can see there. Okay, so we're just going to learn a little bit about what is actually coaching and understanding it and what is actually mentoring. Here we go. So, coaching skills, these are some of the qualities and principles. To become a really good coach, of course, you've got to have great communication. But the only way you can have great effective communication if you know the person that you're coaching. What makes them tick? What's the best way to get the best out of that individual? If you're coaching something, you need to have really good knowledge and expertise in that particular area. That coach needs to have done their research, maybe even had to gain a qualification for them to be able to coach whatever the subject will be. You want the coach to be consistent. Coaches are there to be asked questions. Some tasks are not as easy as others, and it's just like, I guess, being a tutor. Sometimes we have to explain things a few ways for every individual to understand it. Always make sure that you're approachable. Otherwise, if the person you are coaching can't ask you questions, then they're not going to be bettering themselves. Coaches need to have motivation, positive attitude, and passion in what they're doing. If they don't believe in what they're coaching, then how is that going to rub off on the client? Okay, or on the person that they're coaching? Cool. So it's very specific. So how could you include some coaching skills to motivate the wellness of your client? So when you get given these tasks to do at work, you just don't want to go in and take all of their independence away for them and just complete all tasks without giving them opportunities to be able to do things for themselves. So by encouraging and motivating them to do certain tasks by themselves, as long as it's safe and correct, you're going to upbeat their wellness, aren't you? How can you include coaching skills to motivate the team you work with? Now, that would be awesome. There's lots of different types of people that work in healthcare. You're just like passing ships in the night. You do need to communicate in your handover. So maybe you could put in some informal little jokes or wellness factors or quotes to make that person to join you collectively together as a team, to motivate as a team. Don't want any of that bitchiness going on. Okay, so mentoring is very different to coaching. Here's some more qualities here. Mentoring does normally have a start and finish date. Depends on what and who and why you are a mentor or what you need a mentor for. I know in education, if you're doing a master's degree, you get provided with a mentor during that time that you are studying. As soon as you have completed the master's degree, that mentor then is taken away, basically. So it's just a support in a specific area. Most mentors do need to be flexible. You can have informal and formal relationships with them. They normally from emailing, calling up telephone, and arranging meetings. Whereas a coach is more structured. If you are being coached, you have to turn up at a certain time. There'll be certain bits of equipment that the coach will need to get the best out of you. Cool. Can mentoring be done online? Yes, of course. Skype, email. It could just be that informal conversation that you need. A mentor is normally of someone who is of status. They're normally someone that may have experience in a vast, wide range of skills that if you go to them with a complex issue, might not be able to solve it, but they will be able to give you the tools to be able to assist you in your completion. There you go. So strong expertise in certain areas. Organization skills is always one that they like to enforce onto you. And continuation of learning. So unlike a coach will get you to a certain part, so you can provide and you can do the task well, a mentor will try and push you above and beyond that as well. Neat. So there's some information here you can just scroll through. Oh, end of the slideshow. And I've got some YouTube clips I'll pop up in there as well. But hopefully that will help you to answer the first part. Also, let me just escape out of here. Escape. My computer's a bit slow there. You need to then answer the second question. List two separate examples that clearly highlight someone demonstrating coaching and mentoring that you had either been directly involved with or observed. So have them separate. You might have where you've actually coached someone. Give a good example of the qualities that you gave when you were actually coaching an individual in a particular task. Orientation is always a good one. Or it might be that when you first got your job and you were orientated, that person was coaching you to introduce you into the industry. I mean, did that person have the skills that you've just looked over there as well? So when you give your example of someone that's been coaching, or when you've been coached, or someone that's mentored you or you've mentored, add in some of those qualities, whether they had them or not. Okay, so it doesn't have to be coaching at a high level. It could be something as simple as just orientating. Okay, or even encouraging a client to be able to do something for themselves. So have a good think about it and check in those qualities that you witnessed in that example, the qualities and the skills which we have all here. That person had knowledge, she was motivational, he or she was motivational, they got to know you as an individual, or maybe they didn't. So it can be a good example or a bad example. It doesn't matter as long as you can put in these qualities that were used or not used. All the best. Have fun. I'm trying to turn this off now. Not the best.